Do you see this man? This man was someone that Jinn were terrified of. Muslim Jinn were said to sit in front of him to learn from him, while disbelieving Jinn would cry simply upon hearing his name. This is a story about humans and Jinn, and it is connected to Sheikh Abdulaziz ibn Abdullah ibn Baz. We are about to hear a story that the mind may struggle to comprehend, yet what makes it remarkable is that it is said to be true. How could a Jinn take the form of a human and sit in front of a scholar to learn from him? How could such a thing happen? Stay until the end, and the full story will become clear. In the year 1960, in a small and simple village in Saudi Arabia, something strange occurred. The people of the village lived modest lives, and one night at around 1 o'clock in the morning, they were awakened by extremely loud screaming. It was unlike anything normal. The villagers rushed out of their homes to find the source of the sound, until they discovered that it was coming from the house of a man named Hajj Muhammad. They knocked on his door immediately. When he opened, he said, "Help me. Zainab has been lying on the ground for hours. She is convulsing and screaming in a terrifying way. I do not know what is wrong with her or what to do." When the villagers saw Zainab, they were certain she was possessed. She was screaming uncontrollably, shaking violently, and speaking in a deep, harsh voice that was not her own. The voice kept shouting,
"Get out of here! Leave me alone!"
Terrified, the villagers ran to the house of Sheikh Abdullah, who lived in the same village. He was 53 years old, had memorized the entire Quran, and was known for performing ruqyah. They believed he was the only one who could help. Sheikh Abdullah immediately went with them to Zainab's house. When he entered the room, he found Zainab sitting in a corner, filled with fear. She shouted again in that deep voice,
"Leave me alone!"
telling everyone to leave. Sheikh Abdullah calmly greeted her and asked, "Who are you, and are you Muslim or disbeliever?" The voice replied,
"You do not need to know my name. I am a disbeliever."
The Jinn then said,
"Your presence means nothing. You cannot do anything to me."
Sheikh Abdullah responded, "If you are truly strong and fearless, why are you so afraid? Why are you screaming and panicking?" The Jinn shouted again, demanding that they leave. Then it pointed angrily to a corner of the room and ordered Sheikh Abdullah to remove something from there. Sheikh Abdullah went to the corner and was shocked to find a book lying there. The author of the book was Sheikh Ibn Baz. Sheikh Abdullah held the book and asked, "Are you afraid of this book?" The Jinn replied in anger, "Yes, and I am afraid of its author, Ibn Baz." Sheikh Abdullah then said, "If you do not leave Zainab immediately, I will take you to Ibn Baz himself." As soon as the Jinn heard this, it began to cry and pleaded, "Please don't." Immediately, the Jinn left Zainab. Sheikh Ibn Baz's full name was Abdulaziz ibn Abdullah ibn Baz. He was born in 1912 in Riyadh. From a young age, he was known for his intelligence and excellence in Islamic sciences and Quran. His father passed away early in his life, and his mother passed away when he was 25. Shortly after, he lost his eyesight completely. Despite this, he continued his studies and excelled to such a degree that by the age of 26, he became a professor of Sharia. Later, a royal decree appointed him as the head of scholarly research and fatwa in Saudi Arabia. Many stories were narrated about him, including claims that Jinn would take human form to attend his lectures. One such story was narrated by his personal driver. He said that in 1986, he and Sheikh Ibn Baz were traveling to the Islamic University. Since the sheikh was blind, the driver always assisted him. While they were in the office, a Sudanese man entered suddenly without knocking. He was visibly terrified and asked urgently to speak with Sheikh Ibn Baz. The man explained that he lived in student housing and shared a room with another African man. One night, while preparing to sleep, he noticed the door was open and asked his roommate to close it. The roommate, while sitting in his place, stretched his arm unnaturally until it reached the door and closed it. He lived in student housing and shared a room with another African man. One night, while preparing to sleep, he noticed the door was open and asked his roommate to close it. The roommate, while sitting in his place, stretched his arm unnaturally until it reached the door and closed it. Terrified, the man stayed awake until morning and immediately went to Sheikh Ibn Baz. Sheikh Ibn Baz asked to see the roommate. When the African man arrived, the sheikh asked him by Allah whether he was human or jinn. The man replied that he was a jinn, and that he had come to learn from Sheikh Ibn Baz and carry that knowledge back to his people. He said he did not intend any harm. Sheikh Ibn Baz allowed him to learn, but instructed him not to draw attention to himself or frighten the students. The jinn agreed. Sheikh Ibn Baz passed away in 1999 at the age of 89. May Allah have mercy on him.